Well, here we go. Second versus third. And it begins with Melbourne receiving first, and Nelson Solomona, the first to carry it. Melbourne, they have suffered the one loss here, but it took Parramatta more than 80 minutes to get past the Storm. There's Kafusi on tackle 2. And out it comes, Solomona, 2 runs in the first 3 plays. So obviously with no Jesse Bromwich, Nelson has decided early he's going to really get some work in. There's Brandon Smith, has been a starting front rower before. Did it 4 times in 2020. Harry Grant, the dummy half. Munster to Pappenhausen. That's Liero, the 16. This is a sharp set from Melbourne. As now it comes here to Hughes. And going deep. Nice steady catch for Will Kennedy. He's been in terrific form as well.
That's a very good start from the Melbourne Storm. Trent Liero down that left side. Looking forward to watching him in action. He's been very good coming off the bench for them. We saw that first run. He'll take some stopping tonight. As for Solomona, busy start for him. A couple of great matchups. The tackle-breaking centres on both sides. Justin Olam up against Jesse Ramey, and Sifa Talakai been in great form for Cronulla.
So Cronulla getting through their first set here with Brayley to Hines, kicking before the last. He's right on the 40, and taking no risks is Nick Meaney. And that's an excellent chase from the Sharks. Let's go down with the best seat in the house tonight, Jake Duke.
Good evening, gentlemen. A big game here in Melbourne and a big atmosphere. About 16,000 fans in the house at Amy Park for this battle of 2 Premiership heavyweights. Conditions are absolutely perfect. A nice 23 degrees, no wind or rain, which is great news for the 4 halves on the field tonight. Hughes and Munster for the Storm, Hines and Moylan for the Sharks, all 4 of whom started their NRL careers as fullbacks. They are now some of the best 6 and 7s in the game, and they'll have a huge say on this one tonight.
And there's one of those fullbacks, Pappenhausen, trying to poke his nose through. Thank you, Jake. As Grant distributing away to Hughes. So Melbourne territorially having a good first couple of sets. Munster. Pinpoint. And that's a tidy catch from the replacement winger, Marweni Hiroti. First game in first grade this year.
Yeah, very good take. Tough one. Munster threw it up in the air. It moved a lot.
Oh, and Mulatalo holds on. Boy, that could have been a disaster. Kennedy not going too far. Ronaldo 5 errors in his last 2 weeks, so that's a nervy opening. Hamunuele, prop to prop onto Rudolph.
A lot of work to make up from the back 3 with no Sione Katoa to play the ball.
That's smart from Blake Brayley. Handy penalty too for Cronulla. I can see the northern end of this Amy Park for the first time.
Yeah, Sione Katoa out of the match. Hiroti coming in. And the penalty, not clearing a ruck. Very quick play the ball. But there'll be some work to make up with no Katoa. Mulatalo and Hiroti with their work cut out tonight.
So the Sharks now with really the first chance in this game, and it's Hamunuele. Having a good season in the front row for Cronulla. Brayley for Finucane. A strong run. Powering up over the 30. Now it comes to Moylan. Here's Hines, the side of the field where Cronulla is deadly. There's McInnes wrapped up, but tackles remaining. Back it comes. Hamunuele. It opens up. Oh, the ankle tap from Nelson has saved it. Melbourne on their heels. Hines, the grubber. Pappenhausen takes it and goal. Outrageous. And almost got away as well. Hiroti by the back of the shorts.
Well, that was brilliant from Pappenhausen. I gave him no chance of getting out of there. And he was somehow able to get out of the tackle first and beat Hiroti and get himself back into the field and play. Great save.
Now Munster reaching straight for the back of the head.
Very impressive set from the Cronulla Sharks. And that's what they've thrown at sides in the opening 5 rounds. Brandon Smith bumps off Mulatalo there and makes another 5 or 6 metres.
Bit of ball movement inside their 30, but really metres hard to come by. Josh King straight and hard. Has slotted in beautifully, seamlessly in this Melbourne outfit. Munster again, the torpedo kick. And Kennedy, very, very safe.
Yeah, the impressive thing about the Sharks' attack so far this season has that they squeeze plenty of footy into every set. There's no dead plays. There's lots of players in moving off the ball as Talakai drops the shoulder.
He's like a human hover. See for Talakai. And now here it comes out now to Ramian. That's the battle you were talking about. Ramian and Olam. Mouth-watering. It's Talakai, third straight game in the centres. Hines now trying to change direction. We're met by a sea of former teammates and King there as well. So Brayley kicking. Can't find the grass. There's Meany, the former Bulldog, brings it back. So the scene is really set here. Melbourne a sharp start. Cronulla returning serve. Remus Smith.
They love moving the ball early, coming out of trouble.
That's and that's there, Brandy, as Asava Solomona carries it forward.
Yeah, and that's because they work hard off the ball. They get back. It's called transition. They transition quick. They get themselves set where they can react very quickly after the ball is kicked.
3 there to meet. And number 13, Josh King. Grant getting it on now. And that was a line ball pass. No, it was more than that. Brandon Smith has been pulled up for the forward pass. So that will count as the first error tonight, and it goes against Melbourne.
Yeah, Liero just getting in front of Brandon Smith, who
over here, fellas.
Yeah, probably just takes the tackle.
We're on the clock. Get him off.
Bit of concern for Dale Finucane here, boys. He reeled out of a tackle there and came up stumbling a little bit back into the defensive line. They're going to stop the play here, but the trainer went immediately to him. This could be Dale being sent off for a concussion test.
Okay, he's perplexed, isn't he? So Aidan Tolman, another former Melbourne player, spent the first 3 years of his career here in Melbourne, so he'll get an early taste of the contest as Dale Finucane comes off for 15 minutes. So that'll just make a little bit of a mess of the rotation for Craig Fitzgibbon. But Finucane, well, from our vantage point, doesn't look too bad.
Well, it will if he doesn't come back on the field. That's when it will become a problem.
So again, Cronulla starting a set in good field position. That's Talakai. The effort needed to bring him down. Cronulla 4-1, their best start after 5 games since 2008. Think of all those great teams in the 2010s usually started seasons slowly. Wilton now playing it. NRL distributing for Tolman. Here it comes for Rudolph. Going down the middle. Looking for the sharp play the ball. Brayley now. No markers to worry about. Hamunuele again threatening. Smith crucial down low. Now Hines keeps it going. Ramian and Olam. Olam just holds on and gets a heap of help. Turnover, changeover there for the Sharks.
He decided to run the ball on the last play. Nico Hines was hit as he passed.
So it's a penalty to Cronulla.
Time off.
Felice Kafusi.
So he's going to be put on report, Felice, to the dismay of this Storm crowd.
Well, that's too late. Oh, mate, that's the decision. I'm not going to change it. Come on.
Jerome Hughes, the skipper. No
2
Jesse
points.
Bromwich. Kafusi, it was late.
You're okay with that it was late, Greg?
Well, we show it in slow motion, so it's hard to tell. If you show it in normal speed, it looks late in slow motion, but a lot of things look bad in slow motion. Normal speed, it would have been that split second in it, but the ball had left his hands before contact was made. Here it is in normal speed.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, it feels fine.
You be the judge at home, Cronulla. You would have seen the 2 fingers there from Hines. They're going for the penalty goal here and edge out to an early lead. Not an easy kick at goal.
There's that fine line of protecting ball players and just giving ball players free rein. And he probably just stepped over that fine line marginally.
So he's been streaky, Hines, but this is pretty close to the post. 19 in from touch. 14 from 24 for the season. And give Cronulla an early lead. Bit of action in the first 9.5 minutes. And that one sneaks inside the left upright. So it's Cronulla with a 2-0 lead over the Melbourne Storm. Jake Duke.
Yeah, what a tough start for those two boys that are coming back to face the Storm for the first time in Dale Finucane and Nicho Hynes. First we saw Dale Finucane just into this contact here up against his old teammate Nelson Asafa-Solomona. You could see there quite groggy as soon as he reeled out of that contact. Off for the HIA, wait and see what comes back with that. And then Nicho Hynes, he said he was expecting plenty of pressure coming into this game from his former teammates. Felice Kafusi shoots out of the line there, gives him a good whack, gets himself on report, but it gets the Sharks up 2-0. That's crucial in these tight games.
Yeah, thank you, Jake. Big minute player.
That's out
for
full.
Finucane, but this is a big mistake. That is an unstorm-like mistake. Penalty to the Sharks on halfway.
You know, I think players are trying to put different sort of spins on the football, and you can see that one to make it awkward. We've seen a couple in the opening month and a bit of the Premiership, and that one he just got it wrong, Cameron Munster.
So 60% of this game has been played at this northern end. Cronulla enjoying a good period.
Stand up now.
With Tolman first to play. Hamlin-Uele, this time early ball for Wilton.
Strong start from Hamlin-Uele.
Give him room, Jerome.
Comes back now for the other prop, Rudolph. Sit back and wait, Rudolph. Finds Brayley, now Wilton. Talakai a little flat-footed, so this time he's put down comfortably. Now it's Brayley. Long ball for Moylan. Here's Tolman turning it back to Hamlin-Uele. Upended by Kafusi, who seems to be in every tackle. Now Moylan linking up with Hynes. Then the cutout ball. Hiroti took a tumble at the worst time.
Nothing late.
Hynes on the last. Testing kick. Talakai work to do. Does brilliantly. Just not quite deep enough. Hughes back in the field of play.
Yeah, there's no doubt the pressure on the halves is up a notch in terms of what they've faced over the last few weeks. Nicho Hynes' kick didn't find its mark, but remarkably, Talakai was able to get another kick in and put pressure on the Melbourne Storm, who swing it wide.
And Meany trying to weave his way through. Yeah, that was a smart kick from Talakai, but in the end, Melbourne coming away with it as Liero captured just outside his 20. So 4 tackles gone here. This is a grind for the Storm early. Evan Smith, his third run of the night. Hughes needs to give it the lot.
Yeah, well, that's a kick inside the 30. Great defensive set there from the Sharks.
Gets some help there with the bounce. He's now finally hauled in by the fullback Kennedy. So often these games between the Sharks and the Storm, low scoring and tight. Early indications are here. Tries are going to be at a premium. Here's Wilton. Having a good year, Wilton, with Graham unavailable. As now, here's the other second row for the night, McInnes, and the attempted steal from Munster, who's already got 2 this year. Tolman to Rudolph. Now Hamlin-Uele. That was prop to prop. Final tackle as it comes out for Moylan this time to do the kicking. The more traditional kick bringing Pappenhausen forward. Oh, he had Talakai bearing down on him. And it's a penalty and a quick apology from the Cronulla centre, who knows he just got his timing out.
Yeah, just hit him a little bit early. There he goes, Pappenhausen up in the air, and Talakai's all over him. Really couldn't readjust. he'd made his mind up when he was arriving on the spot.
Unfortunately there, Pappenhausen walks away unscathed.
Just halfway here, boys. Right here. Hold.
So often we see the Storm just come out firing and blow teams away. Not the case here.
Hold. Hold.
Harry Grant yet to have a run. There's King now with Grant for Brandon Smith. Away for Munster. On to Pappenhausen. One slip inside McInnes. Crowd thought McInnes a touch high. Now Munster skipping and getting it onto Hughes. As Kafusi out to Remus Smith.
Well, it's been 15 minutes and there's been no football down this end. That's only the fourth or fifth tackle inside Sharks half for the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, haven't got past the 20 yet. As for Solomona. Put away well. Close enough for an attacking kick. Oh, here we go. Where's Xavier? There's Xavier. But a great bit of work there from the Sharks, getting in Xavier's way. And Mulatalo, a safe passage to the ball. Oh, there he goes, Talakai, bustling. He gets quick play the balls too. And then it comes out here to McInnes. Oh, Raymond with a bit of space. Olam comes across, but good meters from Cronulla.
Yeah, he had 10 metres down that sideline there and decided to run into Justin Olam. I'm surprised he didn't take more metres on offer.
Tolman linking up now with Rudolph. Again, plenty of joy down the middle for the Sharks. So you heard the warning, and he did cop a little bit of a bump there, Hines, after the kick. But
that's another very good set from the Sharks. They've travelled 65 metres running the ball, and then the kick off the back of that, and the Melbourne Storm again bringing the ball out of their own end.
Certainly nothing violent about the way Hines was bumped there after that kick, so common sense says we just continue. Here's Grant. No hooker runs it more than Harry Grant. That's the case in 2022. That's the first time he's been allowed to run, and it's taken more than 16 minutes. There's a bit of ball movement. Hughes, Kafusi, lovely. Remus Smith had the arm shaped to pass, still could get it away. Finally rounded up. Now the Storm are rolling, but only one tackle left. Hughes again changes direction. Here comes Coates. Now he runs into Talakai. And the referee had a good view of that and has cleared Cronulla, but they're going nowhere here.
Well, not that it's any surprise that they are kicking towards Xavier Coates. If they can get one right and he can get to the contest, he might be hard to stop.
3 tries for Xavier this year in his 4 games. Now this is a rarity. The Sharks really struggling to make metres. That's why Hines kicks early. It could be a 20-40 if he's got the angle. Pappenhausen has to scurry. It was almost a 20-20. Tremendous kick from Hines.
Well, when that bounced hard, he realised he was in a little bit of trouble. He got to it pretty quickly, but Pappenhausen, and made good metres too. Up over the 30 now for Xavier Coates.
Pappenhausen looked a bit troubled there running that back, and he's got his hands on his hips and in the background, and he just needs a breather. Did well to haul that in. So King now keeps it going. Munster. Oh, skipping past Rudolph. Wilton, important down low. Here's Grant. He's going to run again. And he almost goes through. Does go through, Harry Grant. Oh, he's deadly. And Mulatalo on a second attempt. Needs to get off Ronaldo. So now Melbourne with a charge. Hughes goes the other way with the kick. And up they go. That is Munster dropping it behind him. He had no other option. Cronulla come up with it.
Well, the Sharks had been able to keep Harry Grant quiet, but that was a typical Grant run, wasn't it? Beating 3 Cronulla defenders, and it was only a desperate stop there by Mulatalo that stopped him going all the way.
Oh, there we go. That's a strong tackle from Kafusi. back slamming Jesse Ramian. Made him look like a little half. Let's go to Jake Duke with some news.
Yeah, unfortunately, boys, Dale Finucane's homecoming here to Melbourne is an unhappy one. He has been ruled out for the rest of this match with a HIA.
Oh, dear. Thank you, Jake.
Well, when we saw it on the replay, there's no doubt that he was unsteady on his feet when he got up after trying to tackle Asif Solomona.
Yeah, definitely. But the way he reacted when he was told he had to go off, that's a high tackle for McInnes. So Melbourne again will enjoy some good field position.
That is disappointing, isn't it, for Dale Finucane? He would have been looking forward to this match back up against the club that he won premierships at. Great club man, and McInnes just gets Pappenhausen high.
Well, it goes to show you can't pick him. I mean, look at him. He looks perfectly fine there, but that's why we're in a commentary box, Brandy, and not doctors. So they're down to 16. And Braden Trindle, one of the bench players tonight. And he gets through about 54 minutes a game, McInnes, Finucane.
Well, they got Fafita and Williams and Tolman, so they've got three middles sitting on the bench.
And there's going to be players getting more minutes than they normally do, but Melbourne now back inside Sharks territory. Now it's Alec McDonald. Impressive for the Storm in his debut season. Hughes. Now Munster. The cutout ball. Catches the ball out. Meany. Olam. Yes, he's over. Justin Olam scores. And Melbourne are on their way. They have soaked up so much pressure. But it's the Storm that get the first try.
Yeah, the high shot there from Cameron McInnes. On right, Pappenhausen gave them the field position, and then Jesse Ramian down the right side, the fence for the right side Sharks. Just watch Munster float one over the top. Ramian goes for the intercept. Hiroti was caught out of position, and that opened it up for Nick Meany. The ball back inside to Justin Olam. The outstretched hands here of Jesse Ramian couldn't make contact with the ball. Hiroti came in, left Meany unmarked, and then very quickly got the ball back inside to Justin Olam. Well-worked play. Meany just takes Nico Hines out of play, and Kennedy has a job there to stop Justin Olam. You don't do that defending on your own try line. And they mightn't have spent much time down here, but they strike first, the Melbourne Storm.
Well, Jesse Ramian might be having a tremendous season on that side, but tonight he's up against the Dally M Centre of 2021. Olam winning that along with Matt Burton, and he's been in supreme form the last 2 or 3 seasons.
That was a magic pass then from Munster. He saw both the centre and winger come off their line. Ramian realised too late that he didn't have the height to get a touch on the ball, but the ball went straight to Nick Meany, across the face of 2 Melbourne Storm players. The 2 Sharks defenders came up empty-handed, and that just left enough space for Nick Meany, who did well. Nick Meany looked inside and found Olam.
Now, this is an area where the Storm may have a definitive advantage tonight. Hines has been struggling with his goal kicking, albeit did get the penalty goal. Pappenhausen has been kicking them from everywhere. 16 from 18, and a lot of them from this spot. He's 3 from 4 from the left touchline this year. And that one is beautiful. It's Melbourne 6, Cronulla 2, down to Jake Duke.
Yeah, the Storm, they are incredibly fast starters, and this game is being played at a frantic pace down here at ground level, as we see the Storm just through Cameron Munster, long ball there, putting Justin Olam over for a try, and it's an unfamiliar position for the Sharks in the last couple of weeks. They obviously were just only conceded 4 points last week against the Tigers, so they are now coming from behind for the first time in a couple of weeks, and just reiterating that they will be without this man, Dale Finucane, one of their inspirational leaders. He has been ruled out for the rest of the match after a head knock when he kind of collided with Nelson Asafa-Solomona, so they're going to have to do it without him and come from behind.
Yeah, thank you, Jake. That graphic there, 152 games, 115 of those were victories. 18 finals, 4 grand finals, 2 premierships. My goodness, what a player for the Storm.
And the Sharks' defence this year has been, that's the one thing I think that they have changed dramatically, and that's their defence. You talk to a Sharks fan, they're excited about the fact that, you know, they have the best defensive record at the moment. It took a magic ball from Cameron Munster to open them up.
The fullback there probing. Now McDonald. Oh, gets a strong hit, but rides that buck almost to the 40. So Grant on the last to Hughes. The coach isn't going to get to that one. But Melbourne controlling things at the moment. Cronulla again stuck near their 10-metre line. There's a good test of character here for the Sharks after that sprightly start. And Talakai now. Good run from him, followed up by Kennedy. And Rayleigh providing. This is a very good set. Jack Williams now with a strong first run. Comes down to Hines. Looked like he was thinking about kicking. Provides for Moylan.
Well, they got themselves out of trouble with these there, the Sharks, with some hard running. That solves a lot of problems, hard running.
So Hines with Pappenhausen. No problems there, but then running straight into Tolman and Williams.
Yeah, can they keep going set for set with the Melbourne Storm? That's the question. The Storm are one of the genuine big guns. The Sharks want to be one of the big guns. And that's why this is such a great test for them.
Giving almost as good as they're getting at the moment, but they're behind on the scoreboard, albeit by that one try as Liero in for the unavailable Kenny Bromwich. Josh King takes a tumble and he loses the ball. And that is just the second error for Melbourne. Cronulla, by the way, a pristine 11 from 11 completions. This is second versus third, and the quality of those statistics, well, it matches where these teams are on the ladder.
And that's what you need to be. When you're playing Melbourne in Melbourne, you need to be perfect.
All right, let it begin. Here we go.
No words necessary.
That's great. It is great.
And now, Brandon Smith having a rest, so is Nelson Asava-Solomona. Good stints from both.
A good place for the Sharks to start the set, right on halfway.
See Hines jumping out and cutting out 2 players and sending Muatalo down the sideline. Now Kennedy, you see on that angle, almost opened up for him, but no panic from the Storm duo there, Moiroa and Remus Smith. Hines with Rudolph now on the 20. Back it comes for Williams. Now Hines, deft for Moylan. Remus Smith though.
Xavier Coates up very quick. That's how he defends. Gets right up into the attacking line.
So back now to Williams. Rushing up was Liero. So trying to cut off these Sharks before they can get expansive. 1 play left to their favourite right side, although Hines back to the centre. Nice catch by Hughes, and look at him, sprint to the 20. Ask the question, ref says yes, you can tap. Oh, look out, Pappenhausen, and that's a great chase from Tolman.
Very quick to react there, the Melbourne Storm. Terrific positional play there from Jerome Hughes, because the kick was a good one. The kick looked good. Will Kennedy chasing it.
Just something interested Hughes on the right there, but he just tucked it under the arm. Rowan now. Yeah, Pappenhausen. It was a knock he copped earlier. He's down again, so Jake will be all over that.
Jack, release the shoulders. Hold.
There's now Grant. Short side Hughes. Rolls the kick. Work for Muatalo. Strong enough to stay in the field of play. Now Kennedy. Oh, an important run. Gives him some breathing space. 27 minutes gone.
It's tackle 3. This is going to be a tough set for the Cronulla Sharks. Good kick, good chase off the back of it. Hines with an early kick.
This is something from Hines. And now it comes away from Ramian over halfway. Back for the winger, Hiroti. Away from Pappenhausen. Up to the 30. What a play. Started by Hines. Now they've got 2 plays on the attack. Ramian with acres of space in front of him. Then gets it on. Here's Tolman. Hines flat-footed. Out it goes to Rudolph. Now Moylan on the run. Keeps it going, Kennedy. Talakai! Sensational Cronulla try. One end to the other. The Stones to take a huge risk near their own line, and it has paid off to perfection.
Oh, what a play that was from Nicho Hines. I had just said this is going to be a tough set for the Cronulla Sharks after a very good Melbourne Storm kick. And there's the kick from Nicho Hines. Jesse Ramian in open space. Nick Meaney a long way infield. Gets the offload. Hiroti advances the ball another 10 or 15. And off the next play, Ramian out. Gets the offload and then swings it from right to left. Just watch the play. Moylan engages on the inside. Look how they're set up. Off the back of a break, they can even put a little second man play in their movement. That is terrific stuff from the Cronulla Sharks. Out the back there to Will Kennedy. Xavier Coates comes in to make the stop, but he had 2 on the outside, and Talakai runs in what is a sensational try.
Oh, this game is living up to the hype of a second versus third contest, and it's taken 2 very special plays to create the tries. The Munster cutout, and then what started with Hines and finished off with an electric ball movement.
Yeah, and swept from right side to left side. But the way that the Sharks have set up, and that is the feature of their play with the ball. There is lots of movement off it. They've got options. Moylan had options out wide. That's off the back of a break, and they are still giving Moylan options. That's a good side. That's a good attacking side when that happens.
You've got to say they haven't looked intimidated by the Storm, have they? 6 points apiece. Now the Spirit Fingers, the Sharks coming down to the Southern capital. So Hines from the sideline. That's one of his best-looking kicks of the season. Cronulla back in front. 10 to go first half. Jake Duke will come to you shortly, but Brandy, let's just have a look at how this all started. The Sifa Talakai try. It was this play inside their 20.
Look, the Storm aren't the only side that like to jam in, and you can understand why they did, because 2-3 tackles, the Sharks had gone nowhere. But Nicho Hines knew exactly what was happening, because he knows. He's a former Melbourne Stormer. He knows that they like to jam in when they're down that end of the field. He knew Jesse Ramian would be open, just needed to execute. And then off the back of that, the movement from right to left was just brilliant.
No problem with the kickoff this time. Well, they've hung with the Storm for half an hour. There's still 50 minutes to go.
And he was asked pre-game, Nicho, what's the insider information? Well, there was a piece of it right there and then.
For a Sharks fan, you're going to be loving what you're seeing so far tonight. This is another very good set. There's Wilton over halfway on tackle 4.
They play the ball quick there over the advantage line. They run hard. And they've got options.
Hines, Kennedy deep. Ramian cutting back. Nice tackle around the ankles there. That was McDonald. As Hines pokes it up. Pappenhausen. He's not a miracle worker, Ryan. Oh, and the wince on his face, and the concern from Moylan tells the story.
Now, is this the problem that he's had, or is this a new problem? He hasn't. He's been down on his haunches a fair bit this evening, hasn't he? And I don't know what the problem has been. This looks like it's a new one. Ooh. And it is. Just gets that ankle caught under the hip there of Cameron McInnes as he swings him around.
So this is a hip drop. This is going to be on report, Cam McInnes.
See, I don't see this as a hip drop. Cameron McInnes swings him around. He just caught the bottom end of a foot. He didn't launch himself to make contact with the lower leg.
Isn't the traditional hip drop a little more stationary and then comes the drop?
Absolutely. It was just the tackle, and the fact that Pappenhausen tried to beat him on the outside, he just swung around, I think, innocently.
So it's going to be a penalty to the Storm. So Pappenhausen trying to shake that off.
I think you've got to take into account how the player with the ball is running. He was trying to beat him on the outside.
He's staying there, Pap, in his normal position. Well, that's good. That's a great sign there, and the limp disappearing with each stride. Boy, the panic that would have gone through his mind as now Moroa. 10th game for the Storm. For a long career at Parramatta and his stint in rugby. Oh, McDonald running into some defenders who have conceded 6 more tackles. Now it's Munster. Oh, toying with them straight through Cam Munster. That is world class from Cam Munster, who is putting on a show tonight. He did it with his hands the first try. He's done it with his legs, and he smarts right there.
Yeah, with his side down 8-6, that is a great individual effort there from Cameron Munster. It had Munster, every skill that he's got, he produced. The show inside, the ability to beat a tackle, the dummy, the fooling of the cover defence. It was all on show in that 30-metre run from Cameron Munster. Great dummy, held up Toby Rudolph, just brushed away Nico Hines. Through the dummy, kept Jesse Ramian out on Justin Olam. And then as he gets to the fullback, very hard there for Will Kennedy, because the cover defence were not going to get to either Munster or Meaney. So Kennedy had both of them to contend with. Munster knew that, showed the ball, and then snuck back on the inside shoulder. Everything in his kit bag on show right there from Cameron Munster.
Good little advertisement. Of course, his future's still undecided, and this is a very big stage tonight that he needs to prove himself. But boy, oh boy, what a night he's having so far. One notch against his name, the kick out on the full, but apart from that, it's been sublime. Oh, this game now, points flowing. Tries in the 21st minute, the 28th minute, and now the 32nd minute. So 3 in the last 11 minutes, and this is a great sign, Brandy, that Pappenhausen's fit enough to kick.
Yeah, that's a good sign, isn't it? You wouldn't have liked to have seen Pappenhausen leave the field because of that incident.
Just 2 missed kicks all season. 18 from 20. 90%. Storm 12. Sharks 8.
There was another penalty that gave the Storm the field position, but that there, the show of the ball there to Trent Liero back on the inside just caught the Cronulla defence on their heels. That opened up a little bit of space on the outside, but he still had to beat Nico Hines, and he did it with ease. Now, Munster's one of the hardest players to tackle in the competition, but he didn't require much to beat Hines, just pushed away from him, got himself in behind the Cronulla defence, and very hard to stop from that moment on. Great individual effort there from Munster.
Much has been made of his fitness this year, and boy, he does look sharp. So important moments of this game now, with Cronulla working so hard, but Melbourne full of running. 6.5 to go in this outstanding first half. Here's Josh King running straight at Hines.
Okay, Nico, stand up. Wait.
And he comes here for Liero. They started a few times, so this won't be totally unfamiliar. There's Grant now. On to Hughes. Plenty of the Stars getting their hands on it right now. Good set post points for Melbourne. This time it's a high kick. Helicopter won that one. Kennedy, though, so safe.
Come 10, Melbourne. Stand now. Hold. Wait. Surrender tackle. Hold.
So you're getting a good one here live Saturday night. Super Saturday Fox League. Easter weekend. And it all finishes with that big game on Monday. There is not expected to be a seat unattended when Parramatta take on West Tigers. That's also an exclusive here on Fox. As now through the hands it goes. Hines away to McInnes.
Justin off the shoulders.
Working the right side over. Hines. Plenty of defenders there. And Hines has no option but to take the tackle. Once again, meters coming comfortably for Cronulla. Not much room to work with here. Moylan's kick, and no problem for Meany.
There's still good meters for the Sharks. And they're going blow for blow with the Storm so far tonight. The kick probably not the one needed. Nico Hines, of course, caught in the play 5 tackle.
So Grant now looking to provide for Moroa. No Finucane, gone early. There's Grant for King. Hughes, oh, Kaufusi, strong. Moylan had help though. Cronulla a perfect completion rate. Melbourne 15 from 17. Again, it's the coach side, but it's Remus Smith threatening. Now the bounce. In the end, turns out to be a good one for the Sharks.
He still couldn't get close enough to the ball there, Remus Smith. Another kick down the right side. Coates, Smith. There's some tall boys down this side of the field.
Let's just drink that in. We're 36 minutes in. We've had 2 uncompleted sets. In a game that has not been one-out runs all the way through, there's been a little bit of adventure.
Well, it's the type of match we expected. We're getting what we expected.
Talakai straight over the top of King. Look at him go.
Well, hasn't he made a few runs to get the Sharks out of trouble tonight?
That's his 10th. He's already over 100 metres. Now Hines. Kennedy threatening to pass. Does pass inside to Hiroti. Oh, he had his man Ramian unmarked. It was almost another perfect play, but they've got 2 tackles left. Now Moylan, no look. Welted, great tackle. It was Coates, but the pass to Moylan. Oh, Kaufusi saves it. Last tackle. Fafita. Brayley in trouble. Storm hold on.
Oh, they just got the bodies there, the Melbourne Storm. That was desperate stuff. Cronulla looked like they were going to score a couple of times. Matt Moylan. It was a grass-cutting tackle there. Felice Kaufusi from behind. A good shot from Xavier Coates, but Teague Wilton able to get the pass away, and then he got inside Moroa, and it was Felice Kaufusi. Cut him down a metre short of the line, and when Fafita offloaded the ball, I thought they had to be short out to the right, but the Melbourne Storm defence just converged from everywhere to shut it down.
That might be the save of the season. Cronulla, how many times then did they look like they were going to get through?
Well, Hiroti was through, and Ramian, Munster was around thereabouts, but I still think Hiroti, if he had looked inside earlier, that he finds Ramian, and now they give a penalty away.
That's a frustrating one, and now Melbourne get a chance just before the break.
You don't beat the Storm if you don't take your chances, and the Sharks were presented with one right then.
Well, this is huge right here. Oh, where's one from Ramian? Oh, look at the smile on his face. Munster providing Moroa. Grant back from Munster. The double pump. Not fallen for this time. closing in near the 10. Morale. Hughes. Oh, that's a strong tackle. That was Talakai smashing Smith, who may have been having a little peak, and you couldn't blame him. And now Mulatalo almost away. Oh, this is some first half.
We've had 3 or 4 good try savers in the last couple of minutes. Talakai off his line. Remus Smith, as he caught the ball, knew he was no hope with Talakai jamming in.
Now Cronulla trying something. Now Ramian. Harodi again with a bit of space. And this time he has no options, but still 30 seconds to go. Hines for Brayley. Brayley for Moylan. Moylan to Kennedy. Oh, magnificent pass. Mulatalo kicks. And Melbourne's back there with Grant, but it's a penalty.
It's too late. Ball bounces here.
It's a penalty, and with time ticking away, perhaps they'll look for 2. But this game has just opened up in the last 10 minutes.
When Mulatalo kicks the ball, does Pappenhausen actually move? We'll see it. This will be a great shot. Well, does he have to let him run past him? I don't know. I thought he was standing still, Pappenhausen. Anyway, the Sharks get the penalty and almost come up with another try. What about the counter-attack from the Sharks? The ball's down the other end. Talakai makes a tackle. If he doesn't make that tackle and stop Remus Smith there and then and stop the pass, well, the Melbourne Storm are scoring in the corner. And then the Sharks react so quickly off the back of that. They spin it right where they've caused a lot of troubles. Ramian and Harodi down that side of the field.
Mulatalo make the right decision, not pinning the ears back.
Well, I think kicking the ball was... I didn't see how he was going to win the race of the ball because there was a Melbourne, might have been Jerome Hughes back on the inside.
So this is...
Here's the bust down the right, and this is what they've done so well. Kennedy and Ramian and Harodi down that side of the field have caused some problems for the Melbourne Storm defence. Harodi takes the tackle, then they swing it left again. Brilliant pass by Will Kennedy. And then Mulatalo ops. Williams was thereabouts, but time over again. It's easy in hindsight. Time over again, he'd take Pappenhausen on.
So Hines from 10 in from the touchline. Oh, how quickly they forget, eh? A Melbourne hero for a couple of years, and now they're booing him. And that one's got work to do. Oh, hang on, the bounce. Oh, Munster. Can take a sigh of relief. Well, that's as good a 40 minutes as we've seen all season. Oh, this game, wonderfully poised. It's Melbourne 12, Cronulla 8.
Does the Storm make their way out, Dan?
There's been some ding-dong battles between these clubs over the last few years. Cam Smith, Paul Gallen, Mick Ennis days.
Well, it all dates back to the 2016 Grand Final. That's when rivalries are created. And here, one of the marquee players in the NRL was just brilliant in the first half. You know, the individual try he scored had just about everything. Dummy inside, broke a tackle, dummy on the outside, and then created the opening try with a terrific cutout pass out to Nick Meaney. What a first half it was. If we get a replay of that in the second.
We won for the ages. So that's a good sign for Melbourne. Doesn't look all that happy, Ryan Pappenhausen, but he's out there, and that's all that matters right now. 2 tries to 1. We'll do all this again. So Cronulla did it for 40 minutes. And they do it for 40 more. Well, not if that start is anything to go by, and Munster, he's been obsessed with that kick, and he nails it there. What a start.
Yeah, split both the Cronulla players there, looking to take the ball. The ball bounced, and it was an awkward one. He tried it in the first half, got a bit too much on it, kicked it out in the full. But Talakai and Munster just stood there. There's not much they could do about it. Got a horrible spin on the ball, an awkward spin. Makes it difficult when you find the ground, and that's exactly what Cam Munster's been able to do. What a great start for the Melbourne Storm.
His night just gets better, and he might have a role to play here. Hughes jumping out. He's got Munster. Oh, he gives it to Owen. That is an incredible start. There has not been a single tackle in this second half, and Melbourne increased their lead. A scrum play, and it just opens up for Justin Olam, who gets himself a second try.
I can't remember seeing that. With all the football that I have watched, I can't remember seeing a kick-off favouring the side that is doing the kicking off, them getting a scrum, and then scoring off the back of the scrum. Jerome Hughes just at the defensive line. Harry Grant delivers the pass. Little bit of a slip there from Jesse Ramian, but he was going to be hard to stop. Justin Olam running like a train into the space.
Well, you may have heard some chit-chat between the referee and the bunker, but the try has been confirmed.
Well, I didn't see any problem with it. There was, I don't know what the referee said there, but I did hear him make a remark after after Olam got the ball down.
About offside.
Well, I don't think anyone was offside. He might have been talking about a Cronulla play being offside, and if in fact it wasn't a try, maybe the penalty went to the Melbourne Storm, but it doesn't matter. No one's made a tackle yet, and they've scored a try.
That's like a wicket off the first ball of a session. And now all of a sudden the lead, it's the biggest lead of the night. Well, this now tests the character of the Sharks. They have been in this game up to their eyeballs, and now they can see a 10-point deficit on the scoreboard after a devastating start, and he's done it again, Cameron Munster.
Yeah, after just saying that what a first half he has had, the kickoff, the way he hit the ball, an awkward spinning ball, it hit the ground, and there was no stopping it. Off the back, they moved the scrum into the centre field, and then Olam just runs into space. Jerome Hughes did a great job to position him and put him into that hole. But the imagination being used by players right across the competition now with dropouts and kickoffs, it's become a real asset for teams.
And Sharks coach Craig Fitzgibbon, he will be very unhappy with that start for the Sharks, because he had one message at halftime: stop giving the Storm such cheap field position. That leads exactly to that try there right off the start of the second half. The news out of the Storm sheds in the break was all about Ryan Pappenhausen. They say he's not 100%, but they said he will get through this second half, but it could be one to watch with this ankle in the coming weeks.
Ooh, maybe a 100% Pappenhausen gets through that little gap that opened. Thank you, Jake.
We talk about taking chances. The Storm have made 3 line breaks. They've scored 3 tries. Well, the Sharks have made 6 line breaks and only been able to come up with a try.
That's McDonald getting an offload away, with Kafusi now looking to get it on. So on the last, it comes to Hughes. Gets it in behind Mulatalo. Oh, wonderful pickup by Kennedy. He's as confident as any fullback retrieving kicks, whether the high ball or low ones like that. So Cronulla finally get their hands on the ball. Brayley. The marker's going the other way, but Hines set upon.
Yeah, good pressure there. Tepai Maroa out of the line very quickly, as was Harry Grant.
Now for Feeder. Only the 3 changes made in the first half for Cronulla, 2 for Melbourne. Tolman now.
Yeah, much needed metres there from Aidan Tolman. It was a quick play the ball from Andrew Fafita. It sets up Nico Hines with a bit of time to put that kick in.
Pappenhausen. That was a 50-metre kick. With Coates lumbering back into the line. Nick Reedy now in his first season here in Melbourne. Then the starting winger since round 3, when George Jennings fortunately came up with an injury. Munster. his 7th run, Tepai Moraes. So getting through a lot of work tonight. Hughes makes more line breaks than any other halves player in the NRL by far. Contained there. They get the warning. Don't hit the kicker. Munster's kick. Awkward. Meany almost. And it's a knock-on against the Melbourne winger.
10 in, mate. Can you control that? Play the ball.
I don't know even if he took it there, Nick Meany, whether was there a touch from Hiroti? Even if he takes that, he's not going anywhere. There was plenty of Sharks defence there.
A lot of kicks early towards the Xavier Coates wing. Not so many opportunities since the midway point of the first half to go down that route. Cronulla now with Williams. Tolman now running wide. One try, plenty of opportunities though, is Wilton. Talakai, beautiful pass. Mulatalo, another line break as the ball is played and Cronulla rolling. Williams, well, that was just pass and hope, and it's gone backwards 20 metres.
Oh, they've lost more than that. Oh, he's offside, Olin.
What a break.
Restart.
What a lucky break for the Sharks. So now we can just settle things down. When they've been frenetic tonight, it's usually been not only exciting but threatening. And this is going at half pace as Tolman. That's a strong run, almost to the 10. So Brayley on for Moylan. Talakai again. Mulatalo untouched. Oh, Sifa Talakai. He can do it all. He's a tank with hands of a surgeon.
Coming in attack with 4. We had a no try. Can we review Browning?
Oh,
geez, it looked good from our angle.
Did he think he dropped that ball then? I wasn't even contemplating that. And you're right talking about Sifa Talakai, who's got very soft hands. He's not only a tank with the ball, but he's a very skillful player. Surely he hasn't bombed this. No.
Well, you can see why.
The
referee
have a decision.
wants to have a look, but that's pretty clear. And Sharks fans, you can breathe again.
Yeah, with the ball bouncing, and now the Sharks have struck back. We were wondering, 18-8, could the Sharks go with the Melbourne Storm? And they certainly can. And they opened them up down the left side in the previous set. They went down there before the set restart through Teague Wilton. Watch the passing here from Talakai. The man quick catch and deliver out to Mulatalo. He takes the tackle this time, looking for support on the inside. Then after the long pass that went backwards and they lost ground, they come back down the left side. It was all right side in the first half. This time left side, short side plays. And you can understand when you look at that, the put down again from Mulatalo, but just how quickly Sifa Talakai delivered that ball out to Mulatalo. Powerful and also very skillful. The Sharks rampaging centre.
Well, you said it. Attacking on the right with a lot of joy in the first half. Now they're exposing them on the left.
Yeah, all the short side stuff was down the right through Ramian, Hiroti, Nico Hines. That time Teague Wilton started.
And this is tough for anyone. Now that's curling back. Oh,
that's 2 that have hit the upright.
He's kicking better tonight, but the result's just not there. 18-12, Jake Duke.
Yeah, Sifa Talakai, what an improved player he's been for the Sharks so far this season. I had the pleasure of sitting down with him this week to talk about his career, and he talked about how when he was sacked by South Sydney back in 2018, he called himself extremely arrogant. He said he was playing with players like G.I., Sam Burgess, and he believed that he was a superstar. He was one of them just because he was playing first grade. He had his contract torn up, and that led him to being a garbage man for a few years, and he was he believed that his career was over, and he was kind of happy with it. He was just happy to bring in the money for his family to help his 6 siblings, but luckily the Sharks got him back out. They got him back into the Newtown system, and now he is really being a massive, massive factor for this team.
I saw that chat, Jake. It was very good. Very interesting to hear Sifa Talakai talk about what happened at South Sydney and how he made his way to the Sharks.
And last year he was flying as well, but then got himself suspended with a shoulder charge, if I remember correctly, against Canterbury. And now Fafita gets it on. Here's Moylan with Wilton receiving. They're just unperturbed tonight, the Sharks. When things go against them, straight back into their groove. There's now Brayley.
Well, they go
toying with them.
Brilliant stuff from Brayley.
So yet again, Cronulla easily over halfway. And that's a high kick which has Ramian setting his eyes on Meany. It's all innocuous there. We've remarked about the Sharks tonight because we're getting what we expect from the Melbourne Storm. High quality. And it's them that lead with Asva Solomona back into the contest.
We're 50 minutes into the game, and the Sharks are yet to make a mistake. They're 21 from 21. That is remarkable. They've been under scoreboard pressure. They've been under the pump.
Munster, look out, he's done it again. Then the swan dive. Here comes Pappenhausen. Cam Munster is having a career night.
Well, they've led a couple of times, the Cronulla Sharks, but it hasn't lasted long. 8-6 in the first half. Munster scored a try 3 minutes after they scored their try, and he hits back immediately, and he left Cameron McInnes stranded there, just skipped on the outside. Jesse Ramian was marked up on Justin Olam, so it was a one-on-one challenge to Cameron McInnes and just didn't have the speed to go with him. Just skips on the outside and then sees Pappenhausen looming up back on the inside, and it's as easy as that. The Sharks score a try, the Melbourne Storm reply very quickly.
This is some performance. In your day, Brandy, it was Rugby League Week, the great magazine. We'd be talking about 10 out of 10 right now. Still 28 minutes to go, and he did have that kickoff out on the full, but my goodness, this is something we're watching tonight.
Well, he kicked one out in the full, but he also kicked one out to start the second half, which led to a try immediately.
So we'll cancel out the out on the full. Yep. Maybe it is 10 out of 10.
So the individual try that he scored after throwing the pass for the first try that gave Nick Meany the space, then immediately after the Sharks get themselves back from 18-8 to 18-12, Munster delivers a blow. It's not a knockout blow because we've seen what the Sharks have been able to do so far in this game. They're not perturbed by a 10 or a 12-point lead.
There's Pappenhausen. Another backing up try for him. And drills the kick. So 24 points to 12. That ball might have been singed. But let's just drink this in. Cam Munster.
And it's just an old-fashioned overs play where you run directly at a slower man and then skip on the outside. He really didn't even have to throw a dummy because Ramian moved immediately to Justin Olam, and he just had McInnes done for speed.
So it wouldn't be a night without Pappenhausen getting on the try scorer sheet. He's the NRL's leading point scorer and gets his first try.
Well, that's 8 now for the season.
Yeah, and he's got 4 goals as well. So again, the task gets harder for the Cronulla Sharks. That's the thing about playing Melbourne. You just cannot give them anything. As Josh King put down. And Harry Grant has been restrained. Only 2 runs from him. Maybe that will grow over these next 28 minutes or so. Players start to fatigue. Kafusi, 1 out. Melbourne's completion rate excellent as well, 84%. Only the 4 failed completions.
And the 6 tries we've seen tonight have been absolute rippers. Munster inside the 40.
And this time cut off by Hiroti. Kennedy.
Okay, Alec and Cameron move. Hold.
Well, they've hit back time and time again tonight. Mulatalo going nowhere.
Release. Hold. You're milking him. You're pinning his arm in.
So Mulatalo getting a bait from the referee there. Oh, Talakai down the middle this time.
Wait. Hold. Hold.
Comes out, Braden Trindle in the game. That pass from Hines, well read. McKinnon well captured. Back it comes for a juggling Williams. Stalls straight and hard, straight over McDonald. Might have been hurt by that one. Last tackle. Kennedy goes low. Pappenhausen doesn't panic. And the Sharks do a good job there. They've gone the length of the field and had the Storm pinned.
We've got a Cronulla player down. It's Will Kennedy after kicking the ball. Not sure exactly what happened to him, but he still hasn't got up to his feet.
Well, they might have to stop play here. Yeah, they do, because they were coming towards Will. They're only about 10 metres away from him.
He made a late decision to kick the ball. They looked like they wanted to have a crack at the Melbourne Storm, but defensively they had the numbers there. And as for Solomona, just well within his rights to follow through. He thought Kennedy wanted to run the ball. He's dropped it onto his foot in the last second.
Okay, line up, fellas.
Well, he's landed awkwardly on his shoulder. That's what's happened there. And he's got 130 kilos on top of him.
Going from one side to the other. And he's going to try and shake that off, Kennedy. Now Brandon Smith. Doing this without the Bromwich brothers, the Storm. Munster, the only thing he doesn't have tonight is a 40-20. It's not going to come there. There's Mulatalo thrown into Munster, chasing his own kick.
Well, he bounced off Munster and then ran him straight into Felice Kafusi. That was brutal.
And if Felice didn't get him, Nelson would have. Okay, so pause in play here. So Kafusi might be in a bit of trouble. There might be a crusher tackle penalty coming.
Sort of went over the top of Mulatalo to be. Oh, gee.
Ooh.
Yeah, just the body twisted and stayed with Kafusi.
And he got put on report in the first half for a late shot, which didn't look all that troubling, but that one, that might be a problem for Felice. And the charge sheet is handed out tomorrow, but it's a penalty to Cronulla.
Yeah, it didn't look good. Look at it, quick defence there by the Melbourne Storm.
Melbourne trying to bustle the Sharks here. Williams can't get it to halfway.
Well, their line speed just doesn't slow. Even as the game goes longer, they seem to get quicker, getting off their line and trying to force the error.
Fafita again, a sharp play the ball. Moylan with the left side stacked. The tackle there from Remus Smith, putting Wilton away. So 2 tackles left. Moylan drifting. Hines with the cutout. Ramey in the step. Liero with the first contact. But Raymond is so good at offloading. Although that time they lose 10 metres out of it. And Hines won't be kicking. So Trindle does. Oh, that is a high kick. That might have hit the wire. That has hit the wire of the Spider Cam.
It hits the wire. We're coming back for a pass. Play the ball again.
Replay.
What a result.
It hits that wire and changes, right? So we're playing the ball for tackle 5
Still
again.
the last tackle. Still likely to kick.
So they'll turn.
Well, they can change their kick, though.
Marker up, hurry.
With Rush, Nico Hines playing the ball on the last.
Time on, go. Last.
Yeah, it's not going to be the bomb as Moylan. That was an ungainly-looking kick. And an easy one for Pappenhausen. Almost, even with an injury, almost cut them open. Oh, Coates. Melbourne have gone up again.
Well, the run from Pappenhausen, the kick from Moylan finding Pappenhausen. Had the Sharks on the back foot until this play. They've been able to slow things down. Munster just couldn't find anyone to pass to.
Straight over Wilton. Then the offload. Grant keeps it going to Brandon Smith. And then horse-collared by Moylan. And Talakai in there as well. Who me, sir?
Well, Moylan grabbed him from the back and grabbed the neck of his jersey then and pulled him down. Left Sifa Talakai with not much to do as he moved in to tackle him. But, you know, that right arm has barely brushed him on the way down. Talakai actually had his arm still down by his side.
Now this is danger stuff for Cronulla. Melbourne have been deadly on the attack tonight, as they so often are. It comes out to Asava-Solomona. Oh, now he runs over Trindle. Oh, he's knocking him over. Grant onto Hughes. Smith on the inside. Munster the outside. This time they wrap him up. McInnes and Brayley. But Melbourne just warming into this set. There's Grant now for Brandon Smith. Oh, Hughes, Moylan rushed up. And now the kick from Grant. Xavier goes up. He gets it, but still some distance to cover. That's a brilliant take. There's now Grant. Brandon Smith. Oh, a Falcon. Well, that was strange, and it's going to be a knock-on against Melbourne.
Yeah, Ramian jamming in there. He saw Olam running a tight line, and he was inside Ramian, so he's come flying in, and the pass from Brandon Smith has, well, it's hit Ramian on the head in his effort to get to Olam.
May have been a little fingertip there from Olam. May have been a fingertip.
Oh, gee, it's hard to say where he's
hit the arm of Pappenhausen on the rebound. Anyway,
Sharks ball.
They could have challenged, and they didn't. So perhaps the right call there is Cronulla now.
Hurry, Cameron, let go. Hold, wait.
And a rare missed opportunity for the Storm. Cronulla look a bit flustered at the moment. Hasn't been the case all night. That helped big time.
Yeah, well, McInnes up to play the ball quick. Josh King just denied that opportunity. And it's a good touch finder too from Nico Hines into Melbourne territory.
They've made 8 line breaks tonight. They have the artillery to get through. Rudolph moves down hard. Well, it's a Cronulla penalty here.
Yeah, Brandon Smith made the tackle along with Asava-Solomona, and you can just see his foot come through as the ball happened. You know, it didn't affect anything, but there's no doubt that Brandon Smith just
6 again, been a better call. Anyway, it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Cronulla with a full set inside the 30. As Moylan links up with Hines. Now Talakai, he's done it again. Mulatalo for the corner. Yes! They won't go away. Oh boy, they've got some resilience. Ronaldo scores. Sifa, the final pass.
Well, the skill from Talakai again on show, and it's not him running over the top of Melbourne Storm defenders. It's the silky hands that catch the no-look pass. Didn't have time to look up. as they come down that left side. That's brilliant from Talakai. And Mulatalo, what a finish it was. Still had plenty of work to do. Breaks through a couple of the Melbourne Storm cover defenders. You can watch that all night. That was brilliant from Sifa Talakai.
Every time they spread it, they trouble the Storm.
Left and right, and it's been the left in the second half. They've gone from centre field, and Moylan has been involved, but it's Talakai who's thrown the money pass. Bursts through Pappenhausen, takes Jerome Hughes into the in goal. And the Sharks hit back. You little beauty.
It's a game that deserves a grandstand finish. I don't want you Melbourne people thinking we're cheering for one team, but that just keeps this contest bubbling nicely. That's the thing, though. Cronulla have been wonderful, yet they're still down by 8, such as the quality of this Storm outfit. This is a big kick. This is huge for Hines, who's getting close with these kicks from wide out. Well, it's Munster one end, Talakai the other. I guess it's Munster's turn now to step up again. Hines needs to hold. Does! One score game. 18 minutes to go. Jake Duke.
Coming into tonight, Ronaldo Mulatalo had never actually scored a try against the Melbourne Storm. Well, he's got 2 here tonight to keep his side in this match as Cronulla bring it back to just 6 points, and a thriller tonight. And then we've got another massive game coming up on Easter Monday to cap off the Easter long weekend. The Parramatta Eels versus the West Tigers, live from Combank Stadium. Michael Maguire's men desperate for a win, and the Eels, they are on a premiership mission. The Eels Tigers, Monday, live from 3 p.m, exclusive to Fox League. You don't want to miss that one, boys.
No, and that'll be a Coliseum-like atmosphere. Not many Tigers fans able to get tickets. And the run for the Eels at the moment, massive. And no fancy kick for the sideline there for Munster.
Well, it was still an awkward one because it sat up high. Talakai had to move a fair bit, cover a fair bit of ground to get there. And
the first error. It's taken 63 minutes. And just as they were getting a roll on at the start of this set, the door opens for the Storm. Well, Jack Williams.
And you're right, the roll-on had started, and it started with the Talakai run off the kickoff, and Jack Williams just fumbles the ball as he gets up to play it, and that is the first error. They were 27 from 27. That's impressive, and that ball control has kept them in the game. It's allowed them to play the footy that they have.
10 seconds, let's go.
Well, the Storm here, they did score, well, start of the second half. That seems so long ago, the start of the second half when they scored off a scrum play. This a little bit further out.
12-8 the score was at half-time. Just to remind everyone what the score was and what's happened in this second half. And it started pretty quickly.
Munster there, you can see jumping out to the right. Pappenhausen the left, comes to Hughes. There's gaps. Hughes almost. Grant, Brandon Smith, Josh King, Storm closing in. Nelson flat-footed. Nelson closing in and almost getting there. He started as a statue and still almost scored. Brandon Smith. They knew he was going to have a go here, but 6 more tackles coming. Melbourne tightening the vice. Harry Grant. Good save. Although, hang on, he got it down late. He's done it on a second attempt. Harry Grant. Another star shining tonight at Amy Park. And Harry Grant puts his stamp on this wonderful game. Melbourne hit right back.
Yeah, just when the Sharks score, Melbourne, well, they hit straight back. And Harry Grant, they looked like scoring. Off the back of the scrum, Jerome Hughes almost split them. When Nelson Asafa-Solomona took the ball forward, it took 5 or 6 Sharks to stop him. They were short everywhere, but in the end, Harry got them from the play the ball. They were just under pressure that whole set, starting with the Jerome Hughes from the scrum. They looked like they'd done the job to hold him up, but somehow Harry rolled the ball over the top of a Cronulla arm and kept his hand on it.
Yeah, that's fine, isn't it?
Just.
And try confirm there that.
He just kept his hand. The hand actually slipped off it, and he looked like he grounded it with his wrist. But great perseverance there from Harry Grant, because it did look like it was shut down.
Very prescient sign from that young lady. Was Harry Houdini there, somehow keeping his arm on the ball. And this has been a relatively quiet night for Grant. He's torn teams apart this year, but there we go, a big moment. And now Pappenhausen to get this back out to a 12-point game. Haven't the fans made a good decision coming tonight? They are being treated to rugby league at its best. Pappenhausen makes it 30-18. Here's Jake Duke.
Yeah, speaking to Harry Grant this week, he said that's the beauty of this Melbourne Storm team, that you can just have quiet games. There's so many attacking avenues that this team has. He's only had 2 runs tonight, but he pops up at the right time. But he said when his teammates are on fire, he prefers to find them the ball, like we've seen with Cameron Munster, absolutely on fire tonight as the Storm take back the advantage. And don't forget, Magic Round is returning to Brisbane this May for an epic 3-day festival of football. Every premiership match of round 10 will be played at Suncorp Stadium. So no matter what team you support, get pumped for a weekend of real in Brisbane. May the 13th to 15th, secure a 3 or 1 day pass at nrl.com/tickets.
And I was looking at the draw. If you think this game is good, and it's been damn good, headline game Saturday night, Panthers Storm. Now that will sell Suncorp Stadium out. Don't forget the other 2 games, which are going to be highly entertaining as well. That's worth the price of admission alone. The headline act of Magic Round. Chris Lewis into the game, just his 2nd appearance this year. Grant now skipping. And then he collected high. Collected high.
Haming Newell just getting it wrong on Harry Grant there. That'll give the Melbourne Storm some field position that they're chasing. Just slips up over the shoulder and cuffs him around the net. That's enough for a penalty.
13 left, 12 the margin. This might just see the Sharks off if they can cash in. With Liero first to carry it forward. Hughes asks for it, then lets it on to Asifa Solomona.
He's been strong. Asifa Solomona, another great run from him.
Now Hughes on for Munster, cuts out Pappenhausen. Oh, that might have been high as well from Ramian, as Pappenhausen again backing up. And we will go back to that high shot there.
Want to pull it up here, fellas?
Now, it's on a very slight angle. This kick, a very wide angle, close to the touchline. But it is Pappenhausen who's kicked them from everywhere this year. Or do you just hit the go button here, Brandy? No, they're going to go for 2. They're going to try and make this a 14-point game and perhaps just have too big a buffer on the Sharks.
Yeah, look, with 12 minutes left, that is the play. And you're right, Pappenhausen has struck them beautifully all season. That's 7 metres in from touch. 5 from 5 tonight.
Oh, gives us a breather, Brandy. What a game. What a contest. And Cronulla have proven tonight that they can hang with
they've lost
the best teams in the competition.
Lost no admirers in what they've been able to put together tonight. Dale Finucane off early, which was disappointing for the Sharks and for him. His return game to Amy Park and against the Melbourne Storm. But again, it's been some outstanding individual performances and some of the attack that the Sharks have put together. Very impressive.
That's it.
But they're up against Melbourne.
That's it. That the Storm have seen the best of Cronulla, and Pappenhausen puts them up by 14. So the Storm extend, and it's been a lead built, a lot of it, by Cameron Munster.
Well, he's been outstanding. He's a marquee player in the game, and he stood up in this big game. This was the test for both sides. They are the big guns. They're one of the big guns, the Melbourne Storm, and the Sharks want to be a big gun. But that man, Cameron Munster, has been outstanding. Set up the first try, scored the second. Short kick off from the Sharks.
And just a touch deep. Interesting to go to the Remus Smith, Xavier Coates side of the field. So plenty to cover on the post-game show with Braith running things back in the Clive Churchill studio. You'll hear the press conferences as now it's Brandon Smith. He's been hard to contend with in his second stint, but put down 10 short of halfway. Well, the Arrows got through some work tonight, filling in for Kenny Bromwich. Now it comes out. Hughes to Kaufusi. Kaufusi to Remus Smith. Now Xavier Coates. Xavier Coates inside Talakai. Oh, Wilton around the ankles. Melbourne are going to backpedaling again. The kick to the middle. Pappenhausen coming through. Oh, Hamlin Uele. Good work from the big fella. But it's another penalty. It's another penalty, and this will be 2 more points.
Yeah, one of the Melbourne Storm players grabbed. Ball found some space, found the ground.
Decision probably not so obvious, given is there any point going from 14 to 16, but does take some time off the clock.
Cameron McInnes has made contact with the Melbourne Storm chaser. Was that Cameron Munster that found himself on the ground?
If it was, he's fine now.
Well, they'll just take their time here. They're in no rush.
So here's a little mark that's about to be set. 16 points when he gets to 18 with this kick. It'll be the most any Melbourne player has scored against the Sharks. Fox Sports Lab all over that. So Melbourne came into this game averaging 28 points a game. They've usurped that against a very good team. So it's just further rubber stamping those attacking credentials. So many weapons. And Munster gets another goal. His perfect record continues. Back down to Jake Duke.
Yeah, you can imagine Craig Fitzgibbon won't be happy with his side's defensive effort tonight. 34 points. They've only conceded 4 points in the last 2 matches, so that is a tough one for them to take tonight. But don't forget, tomorrow, the Easter weekend of footy continues on the Sunday Ticket. We are on air from 1 o'clock on Fox League with the Roosters taking on the Warriors at the SCG, of course, celebrating that 2002 grand final victory. And then we are down to Wollongong for the Dragons taking on the Knights, 2 teams that really need a win. So a big day of footy on your Easter Sunday.
Thank you, Jake. And then Fletcher, of course, part of those celebrations. He'd be front and centre too. So Chris Lewis now carrying it forward here.
A couple of the shin there, Harry.
Oh, the spread here. Now this is where Melbourne get expansive. Nick Meaney over halfway easily. This is only tackle 3, and the steal from Rudolph, but it comes away from Melbourne. Munster now sizes it up. Grant keeps it going. Hughes threatened to flick pass, but it's a full set after that attempted steal. Now Asifa Solomona. Here it comes to Kaufusi. As Munster got one more bit of brilliance in him before tonight is done. Comes from Grant. Kaufusi. Well handled here. Now Brandon Smith. Here's Munster. There's the long ball. Minido has to steady. Olam. Munster. This time closed down by those two props. Hamlin-Uele hurt. They're down a man. Here comes Grant. There goes Grant. Down goes Grant, a metre away. Last tackle, and down the middle they go. Justin Olam. Well, it's going up as no try, but he might just have a hat trick.
No try.
Well, the ball did come rolling out. We couldn't tell from that camera angle whether there was any downward pressure at all. From behind, it looked like he spilt the ball, but that could be different from front on. It looks like it's coming out, but does he get his hand on it quick? No, he doesn't.
Close, but no.
Just looking to see if Justin Olam maintains possession.
Has scored a couple of hat-tricks in the past, but he won't get his third try here.
Well, the Sharks almost had the ball a couple of plays earlier with the one-on-one steal, but it fell Melbourne's way, and from that moment on, you thought Melbourne were a good
Justin
chance
Olam
to get another try.
We have a decision.
Yeah, he hasn't got that down, so
Just hold up, Blake.
the Sharks will get the ball.
This game was 24-18 with 17 minutes to go, but the Storm, they just know how to finish these out.
Well, they're relentless.
And they go up a level that the other team just doesn't have.
And while all that was going on, boys, Jerome Hughes given an early mark, but also Ryan Pappenhausen off as well. He's been carrying that ankle injury for most of the second half, so that's one to watch as well. He's on the bench.
Yeah, Hamlin-Uele just left the field then, and he stayed down. When he tried to make that tackle, he's grabbing his wrist, which doesn't look good at all.
Sure, that stat Cronulla, no ball in the last 10 minutes. As he comes out here to Hiroti, slipping over.
Stand now. Surrender.
McInnes early ball. Rudolph trying to thunder through.
Yeah, that's a lot of defensive work. No ball in 10 minutes.
There's one out to Talakai. Talakai in the tank. This time, the pass does find Mulatalo, but he just has to succumb. And now it's Kobe Rudolph. On the last, Tribnall. His eyes lit up. He saw the gap in front of him, but the Storm closed it down quickly.
Yeah, McDonald made the legs tackle, and it was Cameron Munster over the top. I thought Trindle might have been able to sneak his way into the in-goal area, but Munster made sure that wasn't happening.
So the Storm will get their 5th win of the season, and they've got the traditional Anzac night clash next Monday against the Warriors, where they've had so much success. Oh, Olam there, that's a rarity for Melbourne, an unforced error. I suppose now's the time when you're 16 up with 4 to play. And a late chance here for Cronulla. Tolman. To Hines. For Talakai side, although Rudolph just goes one out. 2 tries in the second half for the Sharks. Moylan, Kennedy, the double pump, and this time pass goes astray. No hand on it from Melbourne. So the second error of the night. 77 minutes in.
That is remarkable, isn't it? And it goes to show you just how good the scramble defence of Melbourne Storm has been. Sharks haven't taken all the chances that they've been presented with. They still lead the line breaks 9-6. That's 9 line breaks against the Melbourne Storm. Doesn't happen very often.
Alec McDonald. Manly error another run. Good turnaround for the Sharks coming as Brandon Smith onto Munster on the right this time. As Kafusi takes the tackle. Thursday night, the Sharks at home against Manly. Another game to look forward to. As Munster gets the late offload. Grant away to a running Remus Smith. Wilton holds his ground with the help of Moylan. Well, can they get to 40? Grant. Coates. Tried a little bit too much there, but now Kennedy needs the backstop of Mulatalo. Oh, talk about relentless. They don't get any more relentless than the Melbourne Storm.
Well, Xavier Coates, along with a couple of others there, driving Will Kennedy back into the in-goal area. Doesn't matter what time of the game it is or what the score is, they'll get a result whenever they can. The Melbourne Storm, quick kick.
Not a bad kick at all. Oh, McDonald. No, not on the ground. And Munster wants to challenge.
I don't know if he knocked it.
I don't think so either, Brandy.
I think he bobbled it but caught it before it hit the ground again. Well, he had to come in pretty hard to get himself to the ball before it went into touch.
One of the features of tonight, part of the electric speed, has been very few stoppages. This is the first challenge of the night. He's held that.
Well, just seeing if Alec McDonald knocks the ball on the ground
when his body covered the ball.
The people watching on Ultra HD getting the best view of all.
Alec McDonald knocks the ball on the ground.
Okay, maybe
the challenge is unsuccessful.
Maybe not. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to defend the young man. He's been strong. He's having a good first year.
It's good to see you go out on a limb there. He is having a good first year.
Yeah, you're right. That won't dampen his night. A year ago was working on air conditioners in Brisbane. Here he is.
Well, he's been in the first 5 games. He was out of the squad for this one, number 19, but with the Bromwich boys pulling out, he got another start.
Tyron Wishart, by the way, a late entry into this game with some of the big guns given a rest. Oh, Olam!
Just when you think you're safe from Justin Olam, think again. Hiroti and Kennedy, a bit of a mix-up out wide there, and he took both of them out. He hit Kennedy and bounced into Hiroti.
And the smarts to rake the ball out as well, all in the one motion. He's tackled one bloke, raked the ball out of another bloke's hand, all in one go. So that is going to close things down. A lot to like if you're a Cronulla fan, but to be the best, you got to beat the best. And the Melbourne Storm are one of the best we have seen for a while. They and Penrith are the trendsetters of this competition. And when the whips are cracking, the Melbourne Storm, boy oh boy, they are so hard to run down. Full time at Amy Park. It's been a wonderful night. The Storm 34, the Sharks 18.